Let me ask you something a little uncomfortable. When was the last time you woke up in the middle of the night, squinting in the dark, eyes dry, maybe even burning a little, and thought, is this normal for someone my age? If that sounds like you, you're not alone. I'm Matthew Sharpe, and I've spent years talking to eye doctors, researchers, and thousands of older folks just like you. And let me tell you, what we drink before bed can quietly chip away at our vision if we're not careful. Tonight, we're going to fix that. Now don't worry, I'm not going to lecture you on ditching your favorite drinks, but I am going to show you something far better. A simple, delicious, under $2 drink you can sip before bed that could change the way your eyes age. Because believe it or not, some of the most powerful tools for protecting your eyesight don't come in a pill bottle. They come from your kitchen. But before we get into what this drink actually is, let's back up. Because there's a story here I think you'll find familiar. A couple of years ago, I met a man named George, 73, sharp as a tack, still ran his own woodworking business. But George had one complaint. Every morning, he said he'd wake up feeling like his eyes had gone through a sandstorm. Red, gritty, and worse. He said his night vision had gone to hell. He told me he'd stopped driving at night completely. He thought maybe it was just age. I thought, maybe not. So I asked George a simple question. What do you drink at night before bed? He said, water, just plain water. Now you might think, well, that's a good thing, right? And sure, hydration is important. But here's the twist. For people over 60, plain water right before bed may not be helping as much as you think. In fact, it can sometimes wash out key nutrients your eyes need overnight. See, our bodies change as we age. Our tears dry up faster, our cells repair slower, and our eyes, those fragile little orbs, need a very specific kind of support while we sleep. Because nighttime is when most of the repair happens. Your body's in recovery mode, and your eyes are working overtime to heal from the damage of the day. Sunlight, screen time, pollution, you name it. And this is where George's story gets interesting. I told him about a little bedtime drink that some optometrists recommend, packed with natural compounds that help hydrate the eyes, reduce nighttime inflammation, and support healthy blood flow to the retina. George was skeptical, but curious. He said, what the heck, I'll try anything once. We'll talk about what's in that drink in a moment, but here's the punchline. 3 weeks later, George called me up and said, Matt, I don't know what's in that glass of yours, but I can finally read the numbers on my microwave clock at 3 a.m. That hasn't happened in years. Now, is this drink a miracle cure? Of course not. But it is based on real nutritional science. And for seniors like George, and maybe you, it might just be the missing piece. Because the truth is, the older we get, the more we need to think about when and what we drink, especially before bed. Not just for sleep, but for vision. In a study I read last year from the University of Chicago, researchers found that people over 60 who consumed certain eye-friendly nutrients before bed had fewer signs of age-related vision decline. That means less blurry vision, less dryness, less sensitivity to light. And what's more, those nutrients work better when paired together in liquid form. Why? Because liquids digest faster. They get into your bloodstream quicker. And for something as delicate as the retina, that speed matters. But hang on. Before we dive into the recipe for this simple vision nightcap, let's get one thing straight. We're not talking about some exotic berry from the Himalayas or a $60 powder you buy online. Nope. Everything I'm about to tell you is available at your local grocery store. In fact, you probably have most of it in your pantry right now. Still with me? Good. Because coming up, I'm going to walk you through each ingredient, one by one, and show you exactly how it helps your eyes repair while you sleep. But first, can I ask you a favor? If you've ever worried about losing your vision, or you've noticed the world looking a little blurrier than it used to, stay with me. Because this next part, it's going to connect some dots you've probably never thought about. All right, let's break this drink down. I call it the Eye Shield Nightcap. Catchy, right? But don't let the name fool you. This thing is all business when it comes to your eye health. So what's in it? First up, tart cherry juice. Why tart cherry? Well, this one's a sleeper hit. Tart cherries are packed with something called anthocyanins. Don't worry, that's as fancy as I'll get. Think of them like tiny little firefighters that go around your body putting out inflammation. And when it comes to your eyes, inflammation is public enemy number one. It's what makes them red, itchy, tired, and slow to recover from light exposure. Plus, tart cherry juice has been shown to naturally boost melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. And better sleep means more time for your eyes to repair. Next ingredient? A small squeeze of lemon juice. Now you might be thinking, wait, Lemon before bed? Isn't that acidic? Sure, but it actually helps alkalize your body once it's digested. More importantly, lemon is loaded with vitamin C. And guess what your retina uses to protect itself from oxidative stress? That's right, vitamin C. In fact, some researchers believe it helps prevent the kind of damage that leads to cataracts over time. I like to think of lemon as the body's janitor. It comes in, mops up free radicals, and helps everything shine a little cleaner in the morning. All right, third ingredient, a dash of turmeric. Yup, that golden spice you've probably seen in curry. Turns out, turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that's been studied for its effects on reducing inflammation in the eyes. Now listen, we're not sprinkling in a whole tablespoon here, just a pinch. Enough to give the drink a warm, earthy tone and a little anti-inflammatory boost. And don't worry, we'll balance the flavor. Which brings us to ingredient 4, a spoonful of raw honey. Raw honey does a few things here. 1, it sweetens up the tart cherry and lemon so it's pleasant to drink. 2, honey has been shown to have antimicrobial properties, which is just a fancy way of saying it can help keep your immune system strong. And yes, your eyes rely on immune support too, especially if you're out and about during the day exposed to pollen, dust, and city air. But here's a fun twist. Some folks add a dash of cinnamon for taste. And cinnamon, as it turns out, has been linked in some small studies to improved circulation. That matters because your eyes are filled with teeny tiny blood vessels that need steady, gentle blood flow. The better your circulation, the better your eye nourishment. Now, let's not forget about the base. You can mix this into warm water if you like it cozy, or cold water if you prefer a refreshing evening drink. Some people even use chamomile tea as a base, which can add extra calming effects. Just make sure whatever you mix it into is caffeine-free. So let's put it all together, shall we? Half a cup of tart cherry juice, half a cup of warm or cold water, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 pinch of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of raw honey. Optional, a dash of cinnamon or a chamomile tea bag. Stir it all together, or shake it up if you're feeling fancy. And there you go. The Eye Shield Nightcap. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds too simple. Can a little bedtime drink really help my eyes? And the answer is yes, but not like a magic trick. See, protecting your eyesight isn't about finding a silver bullet. It's about small habits that stack up over time. This drink gives your body the raw materials it needs, at the time it needs them most, right before bed, when repair kicks into high gear. Plus, it replaces plain water with something that actually does more than just hydrate. It nourishes, it calms, and most importantly, it works with your natural sleep cycle instead of just filling your bladder and waking you up at 2 a.m. Now, in just a minute, I'm going to tell you what not to drink before bed, because there are some surprise eye saboteurs hiding in plain sight. But before that, a quick note. If you do decide to try this drink, give it a couple of weeks. Don't expect fireworks after one night, but give it time, and you may just notice the world looking a little clearer in the morning. Now let's talk about the drinks that are secretly working against your eyes. You see, most people think only food affects their vision, but drinks, they get a free pass. That's a mistake, because what you sip on before bed can either help your eyes heal or quietly make things worse. Let's start with a common villain, soda, even diet soda. Here's why. Sodas, both regular and diet, contain chemicals that can spike inflammation. We're talking artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, and preservatives that your body has to work overtime to process. Now, when your body is busy trying to get rid of junk, it doesn't have the resources left to repair delicate areas like your retina or your optic nerve. Plus, these drinks can cause your blood sugar to go haywire. And guess what's extremely sensitive to blood sugar spikes and crashes? Your eyes. The tiny blood vessels in your eyes are some of the most fragile in your body. That's why folks with diabetes are at a higher risk of vision problems. Their sugar levels directly impact those blood vessels. So even if you're not diabetic, sipping on sugary or chemical-filled drinks before bed is like sending a roller coaster through your bloodstream, and your eyes are stuck along for the ride. Next up, alcohol. Now listen, I'm not here to lecture anyone, but alcohol before bed is like inviting a noisy construction crew into your brain just when it's trying to rest. It messes with REM sleep, causes dehydration, and, most importantly, it dries out your eyes. Ever wake up feeling like you slept with sandpaper under your eyelids? That's not age, that's dehydration. And alcohol is a master at pulling water out of your system, especially overnight. Dry eyes don't just feel uncomfortable. Over time, they can cause tiny scratches on your cornea, blur your vision, and even make you more sensitive to light. That's a triple whammy. And it all starts with that innocent glass of wine or beer before bed. Now here's a surprising one: fruit juice. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, didn't we just add tart cherry juice to the good drink? Yes, but context matters. The problem isn't fruit juice itself, it's how much and when. Drinking a tall glass of orange juice or apple juice right before bed floods your body with sugar. Even though it's natural sugar, your system still has to deal with it, and it triggers a small insulin response. That means your body is once again focused on managing sugar levels, not healing and repairing your eyes. Plus, the acidity of some juices, like orange or grapefruit, can irritate sensitive stomachs overnight, which messes with sleep, which in turn messes with repair. So what should you avoid? No soda before bed, no diet drinks with weird chemicals, no alcohol. Save that for earlier in the evening if you must. No big glass of sugary juice at bedtime, and definitely no energy drinks or coffee after dinner. I mean, do I even have to explain that one? Now let's lighten the mood. Because I know all this talk of don't drink this, don't sip that, sounds like I'm trying to take all the fun out of your evenings. But I promise, once you swap out just one of those habits with something like the eye shield nightcap, you'll start to feel the difference. You'll fall asleep faster, wake up with less puffiness, and maybe, just maybe, start noticing colors look a little brighter or text looks a little crisper. I once had a lovely gentleman named Harold write into me after trying the drink for 3 weeks. He said, "Missy, I don't know if it's the cherry juice or the honey or the fact that I stopped drinking beer at 10 p.m., but I swear my eyes aren't burning in the morning anymore." Harold, if you're listening, I'm cheering for you. The point is, small changes lead to big shifts. And now that you know what to avoid, it's time to take your nighttime routine even further. Because next, I'm going to share a simple habit that helps your eyes absorb the nutrients from your nightcap drink even better. It takes just 30 seconds. And it might be the one thing you've been missing this whole time. All right, now that we've swapped out the sneaky bedtime villains, let's talk about a powerful little ritual that helps your nighttime drink actually do its job. I call it the eye tap reset. Now don't worry, it's not some fancy yoga move or anything. It's something you can do right in your chair, just before you head to bed. No equipment, no strain, just your fingers, and about 30 seconds of gentle focus. Here's how it works. You take your index and middle fingers and gently tap under your eyes, then at your temples, then right between your eyebrows. Just like you're playing a tiny drum solo on your face. Why? Well, here's where it gets cool. Those areas aren't random. They line up with points that help with lymphatic drainage, blood flow, and muscle relaxation around your eyes. Think of it like waking up the area and saying, "Hey, let's get ready for repair mode." Remember, your eyes don't just magically heal when you sleep. They need circulation, they need nutrients, and they need your body to signal that it's time to rest and recover. These little finger taps do just that. It's like pressing the refresh button for your eyes before bed. And don't underestimate the power of touch. When you give those gentle taps, you're increasing awareness of your eye area. That alone can relax tight muscles, especially if you've been staring at screens all day. You might even feel a little warmth build up. That's blood flow moving in, a great sign. I had a woman named Janice email me last year. She started doing the eye tap reset every night while sipping her nighttime drink. After a few weeks, she said her eyelids didn't feel as heavy in the mornings, and she didn't need her reading glasses immediately when she woke up. Coincidence? Maybe, but she swears by it now. Let's add one more piece. After your little eye tapping moment, try this. Sit quietly and take 5 deep, slow breaths. I'm talking real belly breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just 5. Why? Because stress is like poison to your eyes. It tightens muscles, restricts blood flow, and spikes cortisol, which can mess with everything from your vision to your immune system. Just 5 deep breaths tells your nervous system, hey, it's time to wind down. You'll sleep better. Your body will absorb those antioxidants and nutrients more effectively, and your eyes will thank you. Now, some folks have asked me, "Missy, can I just chug my drink and fall asleep with the TV on?" Well, sure you can. But if you're serious about protecting your eyesight as you age, this little routine is one of the best bedtime upgrades you can make. In fact, let me share what a full bedtime ritual might look like now that you're in the know. Stop screen time at least 30 minutes before bed. That means phones, tablets, even those sneaky e-readers. Dim your lights and switch to warmer tones. Blue light at night is like shouting, "Wake up," at your brain. Mix your eye shield nightcap and sip it slowly, no rush. While sipping, do your gentle eye tap reset, temples, under eyes, between brows. Finish with 5 deep breaths, then head to bed with a calm, quiet brain. Simple? Yes. Easy? Totally. Effective? Absolutely. Especially when done consistently. You don't need to spend hundreds on fancy eye creams or mystery supplements. You don't need a room full of gadgets. You just need to give your eyes what they're asking for: rest, nutrients, and a little extra love. And remember, this isn't about perfect vision. It's about preserving what you have. It's about making the most of every blink, every book, every grandkid's smile you want to see clearly for years to come. All right, we're almost at the end. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few rapid-fire vision sleep killers you might be doing without realizing it, and the quick swaps you can make instead. These are easy changes, but together, they create a nighttime environment where your eyes can truly thrive. All right, let's bring it home with a few of the biggest eye sleep killers I see, and how to turn them into eye sleep boosters. First up, overhead lights. Now I know, it's second nature to walk into a room and flip the big light on. But here's the thing, that bright, cold, white light from your ceiling fixture, it's tricking your brain into thinking it's noon, even if it's 9 p.m. Your poor eyes are sitting there, confused, saying, "Are we sleeping or solving a murder mystery?" Swap it for a soft lamp, ideally with a warm bulb. Better yet, use dimmable lights and turn them down as the sun sets. Let your eyes ease into nighttime mode. Next, water chugging before bed. Now I get it. Staying hydrated is important. But flooding your system with water right before bed not only interrupts sleep, it can dilute electrolytes and force your body to work harder overnight. That's not ideal when your eyes are trying to repair themselves. That's why the Eye Shield Nightcap is a game changer. You're not just getting liquid, you're getting functional hydration. You're supporting your vision, not just filling your bladder. Third, scrolling in bed. I know, it's tempting. You just want to check the news, peek at your messages, maybe watch one little video before dozing off. But here's what's happening inside your head. That bright screen, especially held up close, is beaming blue light straight into your retina. Your melatonin gets suppressed, your sleep cycle gets disrupted, and your eyes, they stay tense, over-focused, and inflamed. Try this instead. Keep a small paperback book by your bed, something light and enjoyable. Let your body associate bedtime with rest, not with notifications. Fourth, dry air. Especially in winter, or if you use indoor heating, your bedroom might be more like a desert than a sanctuary, and dry air pulls moisture right out of your eyes. Consider running a small humidifier or cracking a window if weather allows. Even placing a cup of water near your heater can help. A moist environment lets your eyes stay lubricated through the night, reducing morning dryness and redness. Fifth, sleeping face down or with your pillow squishing your eye area. This one might surprise you, but it's real. Consistent pressure on your eyes overnight can contribute to poor drainage and even increased intraocular pressure, something you really don't want as you age. Try to sleep on your back, or at least use a softer pillow that doesn't smush your face. Give your eyes space to relax and circulate. Now, all of this might sound like a lot. Lights, screens, drinks, positions. But remember what I said earlier, small hinges swing big doors. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start one of these habits. Maybe tonight, you dim the lights. Tomorrow, you try the eye tap reset. Next week, you replace water with the nighttime drink. Each little change stacks, and over time, those stacks build a fortress around your vision, keeping it sharp, nourished, and protected deep into your golden years. I've worked with hundreds of seniors, and I'll tell you something. The ones who do the best aren't the ones who take the most pills or buy the fanciest gadgets. They're the ones who build small, sustainable rituals and stick to them. They're the ones who say, "I may be older, but my eyes still deserve the same love and care I'd give my heart, my joints, or my grandkids." Because your eyes, they're not just organs, they're windows to your life, to the books you haven't read yet, the vacations you still dream about, the smiles you still want to see. So tonight, when the lights go down and the house gets quiet, don't just reach for water. Give your eyes what they really need. Give them calm. Give them nourishment. Give them a reason to wake up tomorrow feeling just a little bit clearer. Oh, and before you go, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button so more folks can discover it too. And if you want more friendly, science-backed advice on protecting your eyes as you age, tap that subscribe button. This is Matthew Sharpe signing off, here to remind you that your vision is worth fighting for. and we're in this together. See you in the next one.